What's up, everyone? It's your host, Ghost, coming to you live. Of course, got this issue. All right, 1 second. Sorry, trying to get shit all together. Oh, sorry about that. Just trying to hopefully get my internet fucking working still. It's a big pain. I have these Eero things, but my mom was trying to use one, and then they ended up not liking it. But then I gave her one of mine, the one I have in my office, and anyways, the one I have in my office, I gave her that one, and then it ended up fucking everything apparently. Because then I can barely get my fucking my internet working for a good stream. Because I normally have it plugged in and everything to my Eros. They kind of like make themselves into their own little network or router, so I can plug it in and get decent internet and all that. Yada yada yada. So I've been having. That's why I've been having so much issues. So I'm trying to fix it right now. Anyways, while I'm trying to get that situated, how's everyone doing today? I'm doing all right myself. Ah, so we got just talking about a few things today. Um, hold on, this thing's being a pain in the ass. Anyways, I'll just wait for anyways, so we got a few things we're going to talk about today. Um, we got finally going to try and get to this Medal of Honor thing that I've been trying to talk about for like ever at this fucking point. Um, and then sorry. But yeah, we're gonna try and talk about this Medal of Honor thing. And then And then we'll talk about Liberty Safe. That's the big drama going on now. And we're going to talk about a Minnesota Democratic vice chair party member who's regretting her decision on police. And then finally, we'll talk about Vice President Harris talking about stepping into the role of president if Biden is unwell. So that's what we're going to get into. And then maybe I'll actually get into that video I wanted to show you guys before. Sorry myself for messing with this stuff. Okay, let's see if that freaking works. Anyways, yeah, sorry. But yeah, that's a plan today. There it is. All right, and then if I got time, I'll probably try with that video I was trying to show you guys today. The one about the chick who is hairy and wants you to find her active. So, all right, let's get to it. I think I've gotten shit situated. There we go. All right, there we go. I think we're all good. My internet's finally working again. And of course, I say that, and that's what happens when you try to be helpful with your mother. I'm just joking. I love my mom. All right, so we're all good. Sorry for the delay. I'm very excited now. My internet's all working again. I got everything situated, and I'm happy because I'm happy. Monday. I have a plan for Monday. Monday, here's what I'm thinking. There is a very important Fresh and Fit episode coming on Monday or on today, Friday. That episode is Fresh and Fit are going to interview Andrew Tate's lawyer, his lawyer, and all this bullshit, the false accusations, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm probably on Monday going to react to it with you guys live, and we'll get into it. But yeah, if you're want to watch that, I highly recommend obviously going and watching Fresh and Fit itself and watching all that stuff. But if you wanna, if you wanna watch it and then come react with me, you're more than welcome to. Um, Hold on, I'm just trying to find. Trying to find the video of Biden where it started. No, he's free. Okay, there we go. All right. So let's get into it. I'm so happy. So fucking happy. I was getting so annoyed with this internet thing. Um, oh, hot. All right. So let's get into it. First thing first, what's the Medal of Honor? All right. The Medal of Honor is the highest award, I guess, medal you can get in the military. It's literally the highest. Like, there's a lot of benefits you can get from it too. Like, let's see, hold on. It's an extremely, yeah, it's the highest award for military valor in action. Uh, Hold on, there's benefits to it too. Oh, okay. Sorry, I just really like this is a really important award, and I want to really like get into it. And Biden doing this really pissed me off, like really bad. Um, so I just want to get into this a bit. All right, so let's share this. All right. So, like I said, the Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration, and it goes pretty much all over American military. Um, so it's it's an act of valor, but decorations. It's a very unique one too, as you wear it around your neck. If you've seen the the whole presidential freedom where the president goes around and awards people some crap like that, that's what it generally is. um well, you might confuse it with that, but no, that's the Presidential Medal of Freedom. The Medal of Honor is exclusively military, and it's due to active valors, and it's a very rare award. um let's see. Just want to go to the recipients because there's nah, I won't get to that. But yeah, that's what it is. It's a distinguished medal. Now, the cool thing about the Medal of Honor is unlike other medals you can get in the military, it actually has some benefits. Um, there's a monthly pension and special retirement pay. Um, Medal of Honor recipients receive a 1,406 and 73 monthly pension. Um, there's the Department of Veterans Affairs uniform allowance, on base parking spot, priority space of travel. So there's your active duty military or retired, and and families, you can fly on military flights for free as long as there's room. Now, Medal of Honors recipients get that priority to that. Uh, and it looks like all Medal of Honor recipients are invited to attend every presidential inauguration. Their children can get uh, uh, can get an appointment to military academies, Medal of Honor flag, full military burial at Arlington. So you get a guaranteed. You're guaranteed to be buried on Arlington National Cemetery with full military honors. So that's what the Medal of Honor is. It's a very rare award. It doesn't get handed out very often. It got probably handed out the most during World War II. Let me see if that's right. Oh, my bad. It was during the Civil War. So 40% of the award was awarded in the Civil War, probably the same amount, a good amount during World War I and II. In total, there's 3,535 Medal of Honor recipients. That sounds a lot, but it's not really that a lot. But yeah. All right. So let's get into the person that received the Medal of Honor. The man that Biden disrespected. I don't agree. I don't buy his explanation. By the way, they just came out with an explanation. I don't buy it. Biden awards Medal of Honor to Army helicopter pilot who rescued soldiers in a Vietnam firefight. See, that's another thing with the Medal of Honor, and it's the same with all the really high up medals. Like the Silver Star, Bronze Star, and stuff. It takes a bit for it to happen to actually receive it. And a lot of Medal of Honors are awarded post human humors, basically after you've died. Posthumous, posthumous, after you died. So that's one of the things about it. But yeah, see, this guy who got awarded it was during 1968. It's like it's been a bit. So yeah, that's another thing. It could take a bit for it to be awarded. Let's see. So on the night of June 18th, 1968, then First Lieutenant Larry Taylor flew his Cobra attack helicopter to rescue the 4 men after they became stranded by the enemy. President Joe Biden awarded the Medal of Honor to Captain Larry Taylor on Tuesday, honoring the Army pilot who risked his life during the Vietnam War by flying into heavy enemy fire to save 4 members of a reconnaissance team from almost certain death as they were about to be overrun. Oh, another thing. Sorry. Another thing about the Medal of Honor is the very act of seeing it by military personnel warrants an immediate salute. So it doesn't matter. You could be a freaking pirate, a private, a lowly pirate. I said pirate again. A lowly private, like an E1. And if you have the Medal of Honor, generals will salute you, like without and the way it works in the military is you always salute the person with the highest rank. So if you're an officer, it's mostly with officers, but you salute the officer with the highest rank. So you walk up, you see, like a lieutenant and let's say a major, you salute the major, and vice versa. Everyone, all the officers, get saluted. But if you're a Medal of Honor recipient, you get like say you're still in the military, you get like a tiny ribbon to distinguish the Medal of Honor because you can't wear that that ribbon and cross like all the time. Clearly. But so you get a little ribbon to put on a uniform, and every time a military officer sees that, or even anyone in the military sees that, they immediately will salute you. So that's another thing. Let me make sure that's right. Hold on. Yeah. So yeah, military tradition dictates that all uniformed service members salute Medal of Honor recipients regardless of rank. So yeah, I knew that was right, but I had to double check. I didn't want to like fuck, be lying to y'all. Anyways, all right, let's get back to this. On the night of June 18th, 1968, then First Lieutenant Taylor flew his Cobra attack helicopter to rescue the men after they became surrounded by the enemy. It was pitch black, no moon, no stars, no light beyond the glow of the of Lieutenant Taylor's cockpit controls when he heard a whisper on the radio coming from the radio. We're surrounded, Biden said, adding, Lieutenant Taylor knew the risks, but he was ready. Taylor, a Tennessean who is now 81, God, man, recalled in an interview last week, he had figured out how to get the men out, otherwise they wouldn't make it. David Hill, one of the four Taylor saved that night, said his actions were what we now call thinking outside the box. Hill and the others were on a night mission to track the movement of the enemy in a village near the Saigon River when they were discovered by North Vietnamese and Viet Cong troops. An intense... Hold on. Somehow. Okay. No. An intense firefight ensued, and soon they were running out of ammunition. They radioed for help. Taylor arrived in minutes at the site of northeast of what is now Ho Chi Minh City. Ho Chi Minh City. He asked the team to send up flares to mark their location in the dark. Taylor and a pilot in an accompanying helicopter started firing their ship's miniguns and rockets at the enemy, making low-level attack runs and brave, intense ground fire for about half an hour. But with both helicopters nearly out of ammunition, the enemy continued to advance. Taylor surveyed the team's intended escape route to a point near the river and concluded that the men would never make it. He had to think of something else. Now, running low on fuel and almost out of ammunition himself, Taylor directed his wingman to fire the rounds left in his minigun along the team's eastern flank and returned to base camp. While Taylor fired his remaining rounds on the western flank, he used the landing lights to distract the enemy and buy time for the patrol to head to southeast south and east towards a new extraction point he had identified. After they arrived, Taylor landed under heavy enemy fire and at great personal risk. The four team members rushed towards the helicopter and clung to the exterior. It only had 2 seats, and Taylor whisked his team away to safety. He was on the ground for about 10 seconds. I finally just flew up behind them and sat down on the ground, Taylor said by telephone. They turned around, jumped on the aircraft. A couple were sitting on the skids. One was sitting on the rocket pod. One was sitting on the rocket pod. And I don't know where the other one was. But they beat on the side of the ship twice, which meant haul ass. So I just want to bring this up. It's just for context for everyone. This is what they were, this is probably what they were flying. So this is what he landed on and, was having these guys hang on to. Just for context is all. And we did. During the medal ceremony, Taylor said that, Biden said that Taylor's aircraft was hit multiple times, and then, according to Army standards, he could have left the fight. At one point, the president said Taylor was directed to withdraw, but he refused to put his own life above those who needed the lives of those in need. That's valor, Biden said. That's our nation at its very best. The Army says that what Taylor did that night had never been attempted. The president, first lady, whose wife, First Lady Jill Biden, sorry. Tested positive on COVID on Monday for COVID, and Taylor wore face masks to start ceremony, but both later removed them and later stood together maskless as Biden placed the medal on Taylor, shook his hand, and saluted him. In the interview before the ceremony, Taylor said he flew hundreds of combat missions in UH-1 and Cobra helicopters during a year's deployment in Vietnam. We never lost a man. You do whatever is expedient. You do whatever to save the lives of the people you're trying to rescue, he said. Taylor left Vietnam in August 1968. He was released from the Army's active duty in 1970 after attaining the rank of captain and was discharged from the Army Reserves in October 1973. He later ran a roofing and sheeting metal company in Chattanooga, Tennessee. He and his wife lived in Signal Mountain, Tennessee. Taylor received scores of combat decorations, including the Silver Star, a Bronze Star, 2 Distinguished Flying Cross. The president noted that all told, Taylor flew more than 2,000 combat missions, earning 43 air medals. Thank God he's not wearing all of them on his chest. He'd have trouble standing, Biden joked. Still, Hill said in an interview that he and Taylor's other supporters were shocked to learn over the years that Taylor had not been awarded a Medal of Honor. Hill said they believed Taylor deserved the medal, the military's highest decorations of service. For service members who go above and beyond the call of duty, although often risking their lives through selfless acts of valor. Their campaign lasted more than 6 years. Biden called Taylor in July with the news. Biden said Tuesday that Taylor didn't see some of the men he rescued that night until decades later at Army reunions. But the greatest honor of all, the family showed up at these reunions too, Biden said. They looked for Larry, they hugged him. They'd say, "You don't know me, but you saved my daddy's life." That's beautiful. It's very beautiful. And now we get to this. Hold on. Do. Okay. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. All right. Hold on. Is there like just something going on with Twitter where I can't fucking play videos? Let's try this. All right, 1 second, people. I'm going to go away for 2 seconds. Sorry about that. I had to restart my goddamn computer. So, let's see. All right, let's try this again. All right, so they just started. They finished. I mean, you did everything. Send there, and then probably can't hear that because my fucking thing isn't going. Is it only when I have this thing going? Yeah, let's deal with that thing. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me for the benediction. Most holy God, we thank you again.
All right. So yeah, there it is. So you guys just saw it. He just walks out. Now he has an explanation. I call bullshit on this explanation. I'll explain why. But first, let's bring it up so we can. Don't even have it. How am I supposed to talk about something when I don't have it? Goddamn. Fox News. Nope. No. Ah, there it is. All right. So, share.
President took off his mask, as I said he would, to deliver incredibly powerful remarks about this captain, Captain Taylor, and what he did in service to our nation. And he wanted to honor the captain. And for a brief time afterwards, he also didn't have his mask on, as you just laid out. And he left as planned, as it was planned. He left when there was a pause in the program in order to minimize his close contact with attendees who are about to participate in a reception. And you all reported that, noticed that he left when there was a pause in the program because, again, he wanted to minimize certainly his impact on folks who were there. The president took off his.
All right. So that's the reasoning. Okay. They explained it was all part of the plan because of Jill Biden being sick. I call bullshit. All right. I don't think it had anything to do with that. Because look, he's standing there without a mask. He's shaking people's hand. He's tested negative 1,000 times at this point. He probably got tested just before this point. He's been testing negative this entire fucking time. And the great, like, you know, it was like, oh, it was planned. No, I don't think it was planned. I think he left not thinking, and now they're trying to cover. It's like, oh no, it was planned. It was planned because of this. Because there would have been like some announcement or something like that. Hey, the president needs to leave. You know, he's got urgent business. But no, he just left. All right. This is a very important and special ceremony. You should, and look, there's ceremonies all the time, and the presidents stay for super, super long until like a reception. Then maybe they leave. No, no, I don't believe this for a second. I think he left, and they, you know, because you know he's old and he doesn't fucking think, or you know, he's just old, so he's having issues remembering, you know, what he's supposed to do, what he's not supposed to do, all that crap. So no, I really don't believe this explanation. I think he just left because he forgot that he was supposed to stay for the actual ceremony and all that wonderful shit. Yeah, that's my thinking. That's what I think is what actually happened. Yeah. Like I said, I just don't think it was, oh, he left because it was planned. It just, I don't know. It just seemed like a convenient theory or reasoning, honestly, for him. There we go. There's that one. Because look, he was there for a good amount of time. Yeah, they arrived with masks, but then they took it on. Then they're extremely close. He's behind him. He's talking to him. He's shaking his hand, etc., 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 etc. Like, come on. By that point, that guy, if he was really going to infect someone, he was going to be infected. He's already infected. Oh, sorry, my son. But yeah, it's that's a bullshit reason. Regardless, it's I want to, you know, because I'm sure there was plenty of ceremonies he was at, and he, you know, was there during the height of COVID, and he kept his mask on and everything, or he stood there. And if he was really worried, let's see, about infecting people, well, don't mask work? So he couldn't just throw his mask back on and just wait for the entire ceremony? I'm just saying, like, if Max works so well and he was so concerned, but still wanted to honor this great man, then why didn't he just, you know, just put his mask back on? Because they work, don't they? Just saying. All right. So real quick, I'm, you know, running behind because I had to mess with my shit per usual. We'll talk about Coffee Brand Coffee. Coffee Brand Coffee. I'm an affiliate of Coffee Brand Coffee, so check out Coffee Brand Coffee. It's a great coffee company. They roast to order, meaning they don't roast their beans until after the order is placed. So it's as fresh as you could possibly get it without actually going to a store that does it or doing it yourself. They have a variety of coffees. They got classics, light to dark roast, some Ethiopian light. They got double caffeinated. They got bourbon, but my personal favorite so far is French toast. So they have that. They have tea. They got classics, oolong, chamomile, green tea. But they also got apple pie, biscotti, tea. And then they got hot chocolate. Fall is coming. Fall is here, actually. And that means winter's coming. Hot chocolate should be coming as well. And they got 3 different kinds of hot chocolate: velvety, caramel, and marshmallow. They got 4,000 customers, but most of them are 5 out of 5 reviews. Oh, they also have snacks if you're interested. They got a variety of nuts and saltwater taffy. But yeah, Coffee Brand Coffee is my favorite coffee brand. So it's, you know, at this point, honestly. So if you're interested, here is my referral link right there. It's also in the description as well. And there's that coupon code GHOST as well. My referral link and coupon code give you 5% off. If you do a subscription, that's 10% off you can get. And that would... yeah, that gives you 10% off. But if you do that way, you can't get the 5% off from the coupon code or the referral link, but still use the referral link even if you decide to do a subscription, because Coffee Brand Coffee will still give me credit. All right, let's get on to this. Now, big news, it's Liberty Safe. Liberty Safe, what is Liberty Safe? Well, by the name, it's pretty obvious. It's a safe company. Liberty Safe tells customers they provide FBI access code for January 6th gun safe. Now, the problem isn't due to the fact that this guy was a January 6th problem. It's probably more has to do with the fact that Liberty Safe, I'm sure to no one's knowledge, still has access codes to their customers' safes. And also the way they complied with this warrant. So let's go with this. They complied with an FBI request to open the Arkansas safe of Nathaniel Hughes in connection with his alleged attendance at the Capitol riot on January 6, 2021. Liberty Safe advertises itself as America's #1 heavy-duty home and gun safe manufacturers. They claim that more than 2 million homeowners have found the peace of mind by storing their valuables and weapons in a Liberty Safe in their home. They tout their 98% customer satisfaction rate. Yet, when it comes to giving access to that safe to law enforcement, Liberty Safe is right on board. Customers find that in an event they are served with a search warrant for their homes, Liberty Safe will aid law enforcement in getting the safe open. This also means that they have access to codes that open their customers' safe. Now, here is the thing. I'm not sure if this article is going to get into it, but this warrant that they received was just for that this guy received. I believe it just was a warrant to search his home and the premises that Liberty Safe received to it, and they just decided to help law enforcement out instead of saying, "No, you need to compel us, get a warrant, and then we can help you." Or even better, we don't have access to our customers' codes. That would have been a better solution. That would have been a better, option. That's what it should be. We don't have access to our customer safe. What they should do is have Liberty Safe, themselves, and then like a subsidiary or something, and that works with opening customer safes on the request of a customer. If they can't follow out, they forgot their code or whatever, and this person specializes in opening Liberty Safes. That's what they should do. But no, they have access codes to customer safes. That's really the big problem here. On August 30th, they complied with a request. And again, this was just a request from the FBI to open this safe. It wasn't a warrant to compel them to open it. They just willingly did it. And that's an issue for a lot of people. Of Nathan Hughes, who was served a search warrant in connection with his alleged attendance at the Capitol riot on January 6, 2021. More than 1,000 people have been arrested in connection with the riot, and the DOJ promised to arrest at least 1,000 more. Why? An account of the FBI raid of Hugo's home was shared by the Hodge twins, who said that last week a friend of ours was raided by the feds over GA6. His name is Nathan Hughes. He's from Fayetteville, Arkansas. Nate was raided by the FBI, arrested at gunpoint. His girlfriend, who just had a miscarriage, oh, that's terrible, was held at gunpoint and pointed and put in cuffs. The FBI turned off his security cameras, unplugged his internet, and flipped his house upside down during a search. Why the fuck is the FBI turning off security cameras and unplugging internet? Why? I don't understand. They do this all the time, and there's no consequences. Why are you turning off your person's security cameras? They're not preventing you from doing anything. They're not. It's not illegal to have them. Like, why is government turning off the cameras that may hold them accountable for doing some messed up shit? The feds called the manufacturer of his Liberty gun safe, got the passcodes, get into that too, all for protesting at the Capitol over 2.5 years ago. He's being charged with crimes related to January 6th against you. He didn't assault anyone. He didn't vandalize anything. He's being labeled a domestic terrorist and a traitor to his country by woke leftists and the media. This is apparently his is here, is his link. So hold on, I want to share this. If you so choose to, to give money, to give send go. It's givesendgo.com/Nathan Hughes. Then his name right there. So if you want to send it, there's that. This is just bullshit. This is complete bullshit. Like, if he didn't harm anyone and he was just there, why is he getting arrested? This is so dumb. Check out the Hodge twins too. If you really want to get all the way there, and no issues. Videos of his arrest show him standing outside in parking lot, the doors of his car hands and open. His hands raised. I don't know who you all are, he says. He gives every indication of complying with the FBI agents as people inside a store watching the store, saying that he's the owner of the store. 4 agents take him into custody. A second video shows 10 law enforcement vehicles pulling up to his home to conduct a raid on his house. His fundraiser is a legal defense fund for Nathan Hughes for charges brought against him by the U.S. government for January 6, 2021 at the U.S. Capitol. Many of you know what happened to him, and I am organizing and running this fundraiser for him. 100% of the proceedings go to Nathan. His fundraiser reads, on August 30th, 2023, Liberty Safe reported, Liberty Safe was contacted by the FBI requesting access code to the safe of an individual for whom they had a warrant to search their property. Now, search their property. Our company's protocol is to provide access codes to law enforcement if a warrant grants them access to a property. This is just a warrant to search their property. It has nothing. It doesn't compel Liberty Safe to do it. There's no warrant compel. It's just search the property. Now, I think a lot of people, when they have safes, they have this idea that the company that they bought it from doesn't have access to their safe, can't have access to safe, and at the very least won't give access to their safe unless compelled by law enforcement. None of this is a compellment. They were just saying, hey, there's this guy who has a Liberty Safe. Do you guys have an access code? Can you give it to us? After the request, we received proof of a valid warrant, and only then did we provide them with an access code. Now, I think the biggest thing here is a lot of people who own these things are just surprised more than anything, not with just the fact that, they go and provide access just because law enforcement asks, but they're probably more surprised the fact that Liberty Safe even has access to their safes that they just bought. Liberty Safe has no knowledge of any of the details surrounding the investigation at the time. Liberty Safe, they went on to say, is devoted to protecting the personal property and Second Amendment rights of our customers and has repeatedly denied requests for access codes without a warrant in the past. We do not give out combinations without proper legal documents being provided by authorities. Yeah. If you're really devoted, you'd wait until you were compelled to buy a subpoena or warrant or however it goes. None of this was a compellment. It was just a warrant to search the property. And, with warrants, they have to be specific on what they're looking for. So if they didn't if they have the safe, but they don't know what's inside it, they can't search it unless they put down where, we believe this is this in here or whatever. I think that's how warrants go. We regularly update our policies to ensure both compliance with federal and state law and reasonable consumer privacy protections with the law. First and foremost, they concluded, Liberty Safe is committed to preserving our customers' rights, and we will remain unwavering in those values. Liberty Safe is under no legal obligation to comply with a search warrant served to one of their customers. Liberty Safe was not subject to a search warrant. Per their post, they were shown a search warrant for another individual and decided to help the FBI conduct that search by providing information that would aid the search. There is absolutely no reason they should comply at all. In the event that an individual is served with a search warrant for their home or property, that warrant is entirely between law enforcement and that individual. If the warrant is for property that may be contained in within a safe of the size of the individual possesses, law enforcement can ask for access to that safe. The owner can provide that access. In the event that the accused declines, law enforcement is free to attempt to break into the safe. Yeah, that's safe. Yeah, law enforcement or Liberty Safe was under no obligation to do anything. They weren't compelled. There was no compelling for them to do it. They're like, oh, you need this? Let me help you. Now, I believe Liberty Safe has released a statement since this all happened. Yeah. So Hodgwinch posted something very important. Guy gets raided by feds over J6. Feds calls Liberty Safe and they send a passcode to get into a safe without being legally required to. Liberty Safe gets destroyed online when it comes out that they have backdoors to their customer safes. Liberty Safe feels the backlash, immediately changes their copy policies. We still don't trust them. They only did it to avoid bankruptcy. Yeah. Don't buy Liberty Safes, everyone. We have also revised our policy around. Okay, so they just popped out something new. We have also revised our policy around cooperation with law enforcement. Going forward, we will require a subpoena that legally compels Liberty Safe to supply access code, but can only do so if these codes still exist in our system. Yeah, how about you just purged it all? Like all access codes purged. That's what it is. Now, the recording has an okay point on this. He said Liberty Safe did the best they could given the circumstances. People are going to choose never trust them again, and that's fine. One concern: if a company is canceled for a bad thing and they fix it, and we still cancel them, it's going to incentivize others from change. I disagree. Liberty Safe did not do the best they could given the circumstances. They were under no legal obligation to open that safe. They could have just said, no, we're not going to open the safe. And then that would have been it. Like law enforcement would have just cut open the safe. That's a pretty big thing. But yeah, sorry, I was reading through this thread. But yeah, I disagree. They didn't do the best they could given the circumstances, and I disagree that if a company canceled for a bad thing and they fix it, we still cancel them. It's going to de-incentivize others from change. Disagree. It's going to if we do this, and even if they fix it, we still don't trust them. See, here's the thing. It's not. The thing is it wasn't something that they needed to like fix. It's something they shouldn't have done in the first place. They shouldn't have access codes to get. Now some people are saying, oh, what about if you get locked out of your safe, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, like I said, they could have just had like a locksmith or whatever, or there's a variety of other ways to do this. But I think it will incentivize other people, other companies, to ensure that what Liberty Safe did, which is wrong, other companies won't do. They won't just willingly follow law enforcement. They will say, hey, if you want this, we're going to need to be legally compliant. I think that's going to end up doing it. Just because the thing is, they only fixed it because they got caught. Like, for example, let's say Nathan Hughes was never a friend of the Hodge twins. And let's say the Hodge twins never posted about it. And they never mentioned, hey, Liberty Safe gave access codes to the feds for this person. So say that all happened. Liberty Safe wouldn't have fixed anything. They only got fixed because they got caught. And here's the thing. When it comes to safes and a company, you need to trust that company. If you do not trust them, you can't go with them. Just because they say they did it, do you really believe they did it? I don't believe them. I think if they need to have purged all the codes, like I don't want them having any access. Now, I don't have a Liberty Safe. I don't have one at all, but I am not going to trust a place that has complied with law enforcement in the past. Now, let me ask you, how many times did they actually comply with a law enforcement warrant, a legal warrant by law enforcement before they got caught? How many people have had their safe, willingly opened by the company without them giving express consent? Like, this is just the first time we're happening. And if it's happened before, or if it's happened, it's happened before. So that's my thing. If you want to continue purchasing Liberty Safe, it's up to you. I don't trust them. I don't have one, but I don't trust Liberty Safe. And if you break someone's trust, especially something this important, because it's not just guns that can be in Liberty Safe. It could be, valuables, gold, jewelry, money, cash, whatever. So it could be all these things. A safe is, having a safe is all about trust. You don't trust the person who owns the company to not give your shit away. Then what can you do? All right, let's get into this. Vice chair of Minnesota Democratic Party, who advocated for dismantling police, gets violently beaten and carjacked, now calls for law and order and wants to take her city back. That's funny. Yeah, I know it's kind of messed up. I'm laughing at this person's issues, but look, it's really funny. And look, I am not 100% a fan of police. Mostly I think they're a nuisance. They come, give you a ticket for speeding, even if you haven't hurt anyone, all that stuff. So I'm not like a giant fan of police, but what they're supposed to provide is, a somewhat safe sense of safety and law and order. And this whole defund the police crap was really dumb, and it ends up just making things worse. Look at all the places that had done defunding the police. Seattle, Minneapolis, I believe. Oh yeah, Minneapolis. There we go. It's like all the places that done defund the police, all their crime has gone way up, and it's not surprising. Cops are more of a deterrent than preventers. I understand that. But, get some good prevention is always good. A far left Minneapolis advocate was a victim of a brutal armed carjacking that occurred in the driveway of her home on Tuesday evening. Savanti Sethananda, a radical leftist and second vice chairwoman of the Democratic Farmer Labor Party in Minneapolis, who was left bruised and bloodied during the incident, is calling for accountability despite her past history of being notable defund the police agitator. Sethananda said in a Facebook post that she suffered a broken leg, deep lacerations to her head, and cuts and bruises all over her body when 4 armed juveniles allegedly beat her to the ground in front of her children and stole her car, her vehicle in broad daylight. Come on, what the hell? Look at my face. Remember me when you're thinking about letting juveniles and other people out of custody to roam our streets instead of holding them accountable for their actions. You could have been reading the obituary for me and my children today. But instead, I'm here to write this, she continued. Look at my face. These criminals will not win. We need to take back our city, and this will not be the last you hear from me about this. Thank you to the incredible Minneapolis 4th Precinct officers, Mayor Frey, Chief O'Hare, paramedics, neighbors, friends, and DFL family, who all came to our aid during this terrifying experience. I'm so grateful for this community that wraps us in love. Her comment on her alleged brutal attack implies that she may have reversed course surrounding her previous advocacy to dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department. In June of 2020, she wrote in a post on Facebook, "We are going to dismantle the police department, Minneapolis Police Department." Say it with me: dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department. As allies, what can we do right now? Listen and learn from all our Black siblings. And then amplify this message right now. In this moment, MBT has systematically failed the Black community. They have failed us all of us. It's time to build a new infrastructure to work for all communities. If you are still disagreeing with that basic fact, I'm not sure what to say to you. I'm proud of the radical leadership and organization of Jeremiah Elson and Philip Cunningham. If you live in Minneapolis, call and email your city council member to voice your support. If you don't live in Minneapolis, be loud, spread this message, show your support. Now is the moment for change, she wrote. After she shared the incident of her Facebook account, individuals flocked to her comments, asked if she regrets being at the forefront of dismantling the police department, which has left Minneapolis residents in increased danger. No one should have had this happen to them, children present or otherwise, not ever otherwise. How could Miss whatever not see this coming, considering the efforts of her party? If you fight for a law, state lawlessness happens in broad daylight, one individual wrote. Sometimes you lay in the bed you made, said another to the vice chairman woman. You literally did everything in your power to dismantle the police. Now you reap what you sow. She directly responsible for this. She should resign in disgrace. According to the Minneapolis Police Department, her vehicle was recovered after being found abandoned. No suspects involved in the attack have been identified or taken into custody. There we go. How much you want to bet they end up being Black too if they ever find them? Yeah, it's that's what you get. Like, look, it's really terrible that it's happened. Don't get me wrong. I laugh at it, but it's really terrible that it's happened. It shouldn't have happened. Because no one should be attacked at their home for their car in the middle of the day or in broad daylight or anything like that. But if you go out and demand that police be defunded, dismantled, and you end up in a lawless state, you kind of get what you're asking for. Because obviously this is going to happen. And let me ask this. Before this councilwoman had this happen to her, I want to know how many people have had this happen to them and their voices have gone unheard. Because I guarantee there has been far more people that have been affected by things like this before this councilwoman, vice chair, whatever, the vice chair of the Democratic Party chick. Okay, I'm sure far more have happened. And they have gone unheard. So I have sympathy for her children. It's really terrible to see that happen to your mom. I don't have any sympathy really for this councilwoman, vice chair woman. I really don't, because when you go and advocate for something, and a bad thing happens, you get what you get. You get what you ask for. I also am willing to bet she also wants to ban guns and all that stuff too. And all that. And I wouldn't be surprised if she also was advocating for bails being lowered and all that stuff for criminals, blah blah blah. Look, it's terrible that this happened. Really sucks for her. But again, I can't muster any actual sympathy for someone who advocates to to defund the deterrent that prevents a lot of these things. And again, police don't actually like really end up, they don't really prevent crimes, but they deter a large amount of crimes. And that's what they're really there for, is to deter crimes. And, you see a lot of them that just end up becoming, flexing that authority that we give them and everything like that. So that's why I don't really like police. I know it doesn't make any sense. But, you can't vote for defunding police and then expect everything to be peachy. That's not how humans are. We need deterrents, whether it's, the threat of violence or the threat of if you're caught, you will be in trouble. But yeah, so there we go. All right, so here we go. Harris says she's ready to step into the role of president if Biden is unwell, may have to take over. Vice President Kamala Harris' approval ratings have remained low throughout her term, with only 32% of registered voters having a positive view of her. Well, that's what you get when the only reason you're in political office in the first place was because you're on your back, which is 100% true. Vice President Kamala Harris said during an interview Wednesday that she was ready to fulfill her constitutional duty to assume the presidency should President Biden be unable to govern as questions arise around his health and age. Biden, who is 80 to 81 in November, continues to be the oldest serving president in U.S. history. Should Democrats win again in 2024, he will be 82 before he is sworn in to a potential second term and would be 86 at the end of it. Harris describes the idea of possibly stepping into the role of president as hypothetical, but said she was ready. Joe Biden is going to be fine. There's nothing going to come to fruition, she told Associated Press in Jakarta, Indonesia, while she was attending a regional summit. But let us all understand that every vice president understands that when they take the oath, they must be very clear about the responsibility they may have to take over the job of being president. She added, "I'm no different." Vice President also dismissed concern about Biden's age, even though he is widely seen too old for office. A recent AP-NORC poll showed that 77% of Americans and 69% of Democrats think Biden is too old for a second term. Some Republican presidential candidates, including former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, have argued that a vote for Biden is really a vote for Harris. Yeah, I see him every day, Harris said of Biden. A substantial amount of time we spend together is in the Oval Office, where I see his ability to understand issues and weave through complex issues in a way that no one else can make smart and important decisions on behalf of the American people. I played out. Yeah, but then he gets in front of a camera and looks very confused old man that looks like he's deteriorating before you. Yeah, okay. She added, and so I will say to you that I think the American people ultimately want to know their president delivers, and Joe Biden delivers. Not really. Harris ran for the presidency in 2020, but quickly burned out following the Democrat primary debate. She ultimately dropped from the election in 2019 and received fewer pledged delegates than fellow candidates Michael Bloomberg, Pete Buttigieg, Amy Klobuchar, and Tulsi Gabbard. During the interview, Harris has cited her former work as prosecutor in arguing former President Trump should be held responsible for the protests at the U.S. Capitol. Yeah, just so everyone knows, as a prosecutor and DA, she held African Americans on drug charges far more, like over the limit of their sentences in California. Just FYI, and the efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. Harris served as San Francisco DA from 2004 and 2011, and California's Attorney General from 2011 to 2017. Let the evidence, the facts take it where it may, she said during Wednesday's interview. She continued, I spent a majority of my career as a prosecutor. I believe that people should be held accountable under the law, and when they break the law, there should be accountability. Trump, the current front runner for the 2024 Republican presidential nominations, is facing 4 federal indictments, including one in Georgia for allegedly attempting to reverse the results of the 2020 election. With the 2024 presidential elections cycle fully underway, and with Trump likely becoming the Republican nominee, Biden and Harris have expressed he's a threat to American democracy. Democracies are very fragile, Harris said in Wednesday's interview. It will only be as strong as our willingness to fight for it. Is there anything else that's really important? Also, this is kind of important. Harris' approval ratings have remained low throughout her vice presidency, and an NBC News poll found she has lowest rating of vice presidents in the poll's history. Only 32% of registered voters have a positive view of Harris, compared to 49% with a negative view and 39% with a very negative view. Because she's a negative person. So yeah, look, obviously it's every vice president's duty to assume office if the president becomes unable to fulfill their oath to office. So of course she would. And I think it's not a stretch to think that for anyone to think that if you vote for Biden, you'll end up really voting for Harris, because he's barely making through this term. I doubt he's going to make his full term through his second term if he was elected. So it's not a stretch to the imagination for people. And this whole, he's super sharp thing. Yeah, go watch him on the press conference. That's what the American people don't see what's going on in the Oval Office. Let's be clear. And so even if that were true, doesn't matter. Even if that were true, it doesn't matter. What people really pay attention to is what they see with their own eyes and ears. And you know what they see with their own eyes and ears? Some doddering old fool who can't fucking know what left or right is. So, all right. Let's get to my last thing today that I've been trying to do, but all those issues I was having. A chick with body hair wants you to find her attractive. And it's not a little bit of body hair. You're like, this chick's like fucking part werewolf or some shit. So let's watch.
No, I don't trim or shave anything at all, really. And I think that's kind of the appeal. So that's what I continue. Okay, since I get the same questions every day about my body hair,
God damn.
some of them. The first one is, how do I wash it? Literally just like how anyone would wash their body. Most men have armpit hair and hair everywhere.
This is so gross. Oh, I'm literally like, I'm not even trying to be like joking or rude. I'm literally almost gagging in my mouth.
So if you ever seen a man take a shower, just like that. I just like get in there with my fingernails and soap and just like scrub it. Do I shower is another question. Yep, I shower, obviously. Another question I get is, how do I wear a bikini? And I don't really have any better answer for this other than that I just wear a bikini. A lot of people also ask, what does my boyfriend think? And what did he think when I stopped shaving? He doesn't care. He's totally cool
Beta.
with it. He's like the sweetest guy on earth, and he doesn't judge me no matter what. He's
Beta.
extremely supportive, and my success is his success too. Let's see, what else do people ask me? Oh yeah, do I shave my face? I do pluck my unibrow, and once in a while I'll shave like up here, but really not often, like once every few
This is really gross.
months. I also have a lot of hair like on the side of my face here, and I just leave that. You don't really notice it unless I put my hair up, and I don't really care if you haven't noticed. People ask a lot if anyone notices like when I travel, and honestly nobody has said anything towards me. Like,
Yeah, no one's gonna go up to you and say, "Hey, you got body hair." Like, no one says that. Like, what are you saying? Oh, there's not. They're looking at you. They're like, "This chick's gross."
negative. And if people notice, they just look. And that's it. Sometimes I see them looking and it's whatever. No one has said anything negative to me.
Yeah, no one's going
Itty
to.
Bitty Cherry is a content creator who loves sharing her natural.
Okay, I'm kind of really grossed out by this. Look, ladies, shave. Okay, shave. I'm not watching the rest of this because I'm honestly about to throw up here. It's really gross to me. But yeah, ladies, shave. You should be shaving. Now, look, there's always these comments from women that the reason men want you to shave is because they're pedophiles, they're secret pedophiles that, you know, want to do things with kids and all that crap because kids, you know, don't have any hair, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know. You're probably thinking I'm joking. No, that's literally the argument. And no, the reason we want you to shave, ladies, the real reason, real secretness of the reason why we want you to shave is because hair is generally, guys are generally hairy. We don't like fucking dudes because we're dudes that are straight. And when you have hair, it's really gross to us because we're thinking we're kind of messing with a dude just because she looks like a chick. Like, it's gross. Like, hair on chicks is gross. Okay? It's really, really gross. Like, come on. Tell me, like, and look, don't get me wrong. This chick's hot. Like, she's not, you know, she's not like really ugly. She's very attractive. But the second you see her body hair, you instantly, she goes from like, you know, a 6 to like 2 at most. And that's if you just look at her from the face up. Like, this is just gross. And her boyfriend or whatever, that's too much of a pussy to say, yeah, this is really gross. Could you like shave your fucking body hair? Is a fucking pussy. He's a wimp. Like, this is just really, really disgusting. Like, why the fuck are you? Ugh. It's gross. I'm grossed out by this. I'm really grossed out by this. Sorry. But yeah, it's just gross, really. This is really, really disgusting. I don't understand this really at all. Like, look, I have my beard. Yeah, it's really beautiful. I shaved it recently. I probably have to shave it again because I might have an interview for a new position in my job. And you know, as a respectable man, I make sure to shave and have my face clean when I do my conduct my business or conduct the interviews, because that's what the proper thing is to do. But I'm a fairly hairy guy. I know my head doesn't have much, but everywhere else I'm fairly hairy. If my wife started like not shaving, I would fucking end up like not being attracted to her at all. This is just really, really gross. Okay, this is really gross. Like, why do you have hair? Why do you want to be hairy anyways? Hair isn't like, you know, that nice. I like my wife when she's freshly shaven. It's nice and smooth because, you know, I'm not attracted to hairy people because I'm a dude. That's why guys don't like body hair, ladies. It's not because we're secret pedophiles that want, like, you know, young people's, but the only way we can get away. No, because I've heard that argument. No, it's because hairy people are generally dudes and we don't like fucking dudes. That's the secret, everyone. That's the dark secret I've let loose. That's why. So this chick is really fucking gross, honestly. It's like, she grosses me out. She really does gross me out. And she's just body hair. What the fuck? On a chick. It's gross. All right. Anyways. Ugh. This chick grosses me out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I got my internet all situated. I shouldn't have any issues. I'm very excited about that because I was really getting annoyed. I've been kind of like, you know, twitchy about not being able to do my videos because I'm really enjoying it. I got a few followers. How many people do I got? I think 11 on this channel. Yeah, I got 11 people on this channel. So I really do enjoy bringing my, you know, videos, talking to you guys and everything like that. So I was really getting annoyed this week where I couldn't really do much videoing. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, make sure you follow me at officialwghost on X or Twitter, however you want to identify it. Make sure you follow me on Rumble as well, and YouTube, and then my gaming channel, Gaming with Ghost. That's the link right there. That's also on Cake too. But all the descriptions for my Rumble channels are in the link below. So check me out there. I hope you all have a good time. Peace out and see you later.